Our fifth speaker, Toastmaster Rowena, Niduaza. Bad pressure. Bad pressure. Toastmaster Rowena, Niduaza.
Okay, ladies, it's our turn. Can I hear all the ladies in the house? That sounds good. You see, all of us girls wish to find that Prince Charming with a shining armor in a white galloping horse. Well, girls, I have half good news for you. I found the horse! Without the prince. Mr. Condo's chair, fellow Toastmasters, and to all the girls looking for the prince, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Before anything else, let me tell you something about my horse. I mean, my husband. And he's there right now. He came. As you know, Henry is my ever-loving husband. That is, before I set foot on this stage. And after this whole speech, well, I'm not sure anymore. I still remember when Henry and I first got married. It was a civil ceremony in Abu Dhabi. My father didn't show up, but at least Henry did. But before the start of the whole ceremony, we were told that we'll be needing 2 witnesses. And I was like, witnesses? But Henry hasn't done anything wrong yet. And to comply, Henry went out to the streets and looked for those 2 witnesses. But after an hour, he came back worried and empty-handed. And I asked him, what happened? Why didn't you get anybody? And he just said, well, honey, nobody wanted to come. I just told them that I wanted to get married today. Will you come with me? And so then it was my turn to get out on the street. What I did, I went to the nearby Filipino restaurant. And after a few minutes, I get the chef and the waiter with me. And Henry was so surprised and he asked me, how did you do that? And I told him, well, honey, it's simple. I just asked them the same question. I wanted to get married today. Will you come with me? And 6 of them would like to come. Well, it's because that time I was still shy, slim, and sexy. Although right now, I'm just shy. And so, after the wedding, we wanted to have a baby. But 2 years had passed, and week after week, I'm always tested negative. Even Henry was tested negative. Well, he's always negative. And soon, when I found out that I was pregnant, I was so excited. And Henry was so exhausted. Because we have to celebrate, we have to party all night. And then finally, when my due date arrived, as we were driving, going to the hospital, I could feel that the baby was about to come out. And we had to stop so many times. And in one stop, Henry was yelling, push, push, push. And I was like, I am. But can't we just leave this useless car and take a taxi? What a way to deliver a baby. You had to after that hard pushing. One day, I left the baby with Henry to do some errands outside. When I came back home, I was so furious because Henry didn't change the baby's diaper. And he cannot explain himself. But he swears that it was written in the diaper box 3 to 5 kilograms. Oh yes, he was so sure it wasn't enough yet to change it. And that baby has now grown into a fine young man. That one day, when Henry was fixing the antenna in our rooftop, my son insisted, Mom, I have to help out Dad. And I just told him, no, son, leave it. And still he was insisting, Mom, I really have to help out Dad. And I I had to explain, no son, your dad is different, he's insured. Why not? Why not? Because you see, my husband Henry is suffering from high blood pressure. No, don't look at me like that, it's not me, it runs in their family. As a matter of fact, he has his own kit to take his own blood pressure. That every morning when he wakes up, he will take his blood pressure. Whatever he does, he will take his blood pressure. As a matter of fact, even in our wedding day, just before saying anything, he was taking his blood pressure. That's why right now I'm planning to write a book entitled The 7 Habits of High Blood Pressured Husband. You know, being married with Henry for 24 years now, sometimes it makes me wonder whether he still loves me the same way that he loves me before. Because I remember years ago when we were starting, every morning, before he leaves the house, he would always passionately kiss me and shut the door. Right now, he's always busy. That every morning before he leaves the house, he will passionately kiss the door and shut me up. But well, at least I can tell you right now, he's already an animal lover. And it started like this. A few months ago, I adopted a stray cat. But Henry was not so happy about it that he decided one day, he took the cat to his car and drove all the way to Sharjah, that's 20 kilometers away from our house. Nighttime, the cat was back at home. The next day, he drove more than 100 kilometers away from our home. Nighttime, the cat was back again. The following day, he drove more than 200 kilometers away from our home. Nighttime, there was no sign of the cat and my husband. So I have to call him up. You know what happened? Henry was lost and he was following the cat to reach home. And then it's my time to take my blood pressure. You see, friends, despite the old adage saying that we should not bring our troubles to bed, I still sleep with my husband. As a matter of fact, we still go to movies holding hands. He holds his hands and I hold mine. And that is our secret for surviving this marriage, by holding on tight. So lastly, if you wanted a stable blood pressure and stable relationship, get a horse. Over to you.